Hi guys, hope you're well. So final video from me about goal setting. I'm really conscious I've banged on about goal setting for the last few weeks, so I promise it's the last time I talk about it. But I think this is a really important and relevant point to put across before we move on. So it's the idea that this process of goal setting is possibly putting limiting factors in place and actually stopping you from losing weight, and in fact even adding to this process of making you put body fat back on and not being able to get into shape. So we as exercise professionals are taught to set specific goals around this concept of SMART principles, and SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and timely goals. So that's basically just saying make sure that your goals are really specific, to the point. They have a start and an end, they have a number on it you can measure against, and you can then track to see if you're heading in the right direction. Now that's all really well and good, but if positive or negatively you either hit your goal or you don't hit your goal, it can lead to negative behaviours. So what I mean by that is, if you hit your goal, say for example you set the goal of dropping 8% body fat in 8 weeks, if you hit that goal, that's often the end point, and it's so common to see people then rebound to old ways and put all that 8% back on. Equally, if you don't hit that goal, that can lead to a failure mentality, and that failure mentality can then put roadblocks in place or just absolute barriers in place for those people to say, right, towel is in, I am never ever going to set a goal again because I'm just setting myself up for failure. So often goal setting is not the right approach for a lot of people. So instead I want to talk about this concept about not setting goals and instead setting targets. So this whole idea around goal setting often is met with like an end point in mind. It's the very nature of setting goals. It often has an end point. Now people that are fantastic at goal setting and checking all the time, of course, you set a goal, you meet with a coach, that coach then helps to work through another goal, you set another goal and move on, another goal, move on. And yeah, that's fine, but in mine personally, 21 years of experience, I see that rarely happen. I often see, or frequently see, people set goals, they reach that goal, and then they rebound once they've achieved it, or if they don't achieve it, they set themselves up for failure long term. So instead I want you to think about this whole process about targets, because targets are infinite, and just by the very nature of a target, you absorb feedback and you respond to situations, and then you just reposition the target and just move on again and again and again. So your ultimate fat loss, weight loss, lean muscle tissue success is based on how you respond to failure, not necessarily how your ability to make this whole process a smooth journey, because that never ever happens. By its very nature, achieving weight loss or dropping body fat is never ever linear. You'll always come up against roadblocks or against barriers. It's so common for someone to actually achieve weight loss, but the way the weight loss looks is week 1 you lose 2 pounds, week 2 you lose 3 pounds, week 3 you stagnate, week 4 you put on 2 pounds, week 5 you maybe lose 1 pound, week 6 you put on 3 pounds. Then the people that don't make it work quit. The people that carry on, will then drop 4 pounds the next week, put on 1 pound the following week, drop 5 pounds the following week, and over time they've dropped 3 stone, but week in, week out, it's not been a smooth linear process. So the whole idea with the setting targets versus setting goals is flipping your mindset from a failure mentality and with an end goal in mind to a curiosity mindset. And here's the thing about weight loss: fat loss, no matter how you look at it, will never ever be achieved without failure along the way. So what you need to do is think about setting targets, and that target can still be in the same sort of theme and the same specifics around a goal, but start viewing it in your mindset around a target that you then apply habits towards. That might be nutrition habits, exercise habits, learning new skills, setting yourself a new challenge, working on the quality of your thoughts. Whatever the habits are that's going to help you achieve those goals, apply those to the best of your ability, and then absorb the feedback, because you will not get it right. There'll be things that you do that work really well, and there'll be things that you do that don't work so well. Absorb that feedback, adjust your target, reset it, and then go again, and go again, and go again, and just keep absorbing feedback, and don't let anything just put you off, because if you do, you'll inevitably throw the towel in and your weight loss will just come to an abrupt end. So I hope you found that useful. Last one on goal setting, or I should say target setting. Hopefully you can apply some of those principles to your New Year's resolutions to keep you moving on and on and on, so it's not just a flash in the pan in January. And as usual, if you find that really useful, or if you think a friend of yours might find it useful, please tag them in the post. Please share this, give a little like, drop a comment. All of it will be much appreciated. So until next week, see you soon. Bye.